Shot. It doesn't make sense to me, dude.
Sean here, and William Gloryhole with one post has the little goblin twitching and clicking like you wouldn't believe. At this point, you couldn't convince me that William doesn't have some kind of joystick control of Chance's brain. Could be a number of reasons. There are different types of stuttering. I'm not really sure which one is why Chance where he starts all that crap like Lauren, you know, with the mini syllables where everything drags out. I don't know if it's brain trauma. I'm not really sure about genetical brain defects and how that affects stuttering as compared to actual trauma to the brain. Neurogenic stuttering is... Man, when you get into this whole stuttering thing and you're like me and you understand about 40% of it, it can be confusing. It also affects, way to go, Sean, affects pausing, lingering on a syllable. I think there's like repetitions too, where maybe it didn't come out right the first time and subconsciously they have to say it again. Some of you have theorized that this little goblin may have had a stroke before, and neurogenic, it can also be from a stroke along with brain trauma. Psychogenic, he is a psycho, that may be more up Chance's alley. That might be the actual culprit. Although it's a bit extreme to say that. It's related to stress, but more like emotional shock. A traumatic event, emotionally, not physically. Distress. And Chance gets stressed out a lot. And starts... I admit that that's happened to me before. In stressful situations, I find myself humming. It's less common, at least according to most studies, than neurogenic. But that doesn't mean it's not ruled out for Chance. Doesn't mean it's ruled out either. But you know what I mean. No way it's drug related. No way. I mean, people jacked up on caffeine and sugar and all other sorts of stuff that Chance probably eats. Every food dye, arsenic laced food out there. But I don't think it's drug related, so I'm going to skip over that. There are some drugs for like bipolar and things like that give you what they call, whatever the name of the drug is, brain, where you have pauses and you can't recall the simplest of words. Stress, though, stress can trigger it. Temporary, which if you already have a predisposition to stutter or you got some kind of condition, stress is not helpful. That goes along with pretty much any other condition, though. Chance, I feel like it's confusion, like fog, a lot of times, where he's thinking of what to say, and he's basically delaying himself to try to make sure he knows what the next words coming out of his mouth are going to be. Also, vocabulary, you can know a lot of big words, and I'm pretty sure with stress-induced, like stuttering, the recollection of words is difficult. I don't even want to get to the physical aspects of why that is, just because I don't think I understand it well enough to speak on it. Lack of sleep is another factor, and that could be it, man. We know Chance, he doesn't get on a regular sleep schedule. He's awake during the night, I think we figured that out, although he may get up. Or no, you know what? He's probably up till about 6 or 7 in the morning. He's in the studio all night long making beats. Now, here's something interesting, because I didn't know about this. But when I was doing a little bit of research for this, heightened expectations. I don't know if this is Chance thinking something miraculous is going to happen on stream. I mean, what kind of expectations could he have except for that he's going to get the upper hand somehow on the trolls 10 years down the line? The absolute, you assume that something amazing is about to happen and you're just like, I can't believe it. This is incredible. I mean, he's basically telling William that when I get my new setup, I'm going to own everybody, and I'm going to know how to defeat the CIA and the FBI with my elite counter-hacking skills. I did read that when you're faced with the fulfillment of your desires, right? I don't know if this you could talk about just standing in front of somebody that's extremely hot on the bed, getting undressed, and you're like, well, wow. But with Chance, I mean, I don't know what it would be. Like, he looks at Sally or Ed and like, wow. ADHD could be a trigger. ADD, ADHD, being on the spectrum at some point on the spectrum or whatever. Why am I moving my hands? Nobody can see it. I don't think he's intoxicated. Some of you have theorized that maybe Sally is slipping him some kind of medication, which very well could be. Chance would be the kind of guy that would slip into a doctor's appointment. He likes to be the center of attention. Sally could go under the pretense, under the guise that it's for her, and then just have the doctor ask Chance some questions. Hey, Chance, notice you're a little fidgety, buddy. What's it feel like this? You know, whatever. Ask all those questions, and maybe Chance answered them, and, okay, Chance, wait in the waiting room. I got to talk to your mom. Yeah, we need to put him on some medication. So slip it in his food like a dog. Hopefully he won't notice it. I thought maybe he had a childhood stutter, but looking back at his old videos where he's got like these ridiculously like natural lipstick, pink lips, his face is even more caved in. He looks horrifying. It's like seeing a 19, 20-year-old bald with Crypt Keeper hair. It's just so unnerving. But mainly, he just talked like this. We're really sorry, bro. He didn't do much stuttering. I think we're seeing the cumulative effects of no sleep, too much caffeine, too much rage, possible mini strokes from all of the raging out, untreated. I mean, his physical health is terrible. His circulation it just can't be good. And he very well may have had some mini strokes, got knocked out one too many times from Ed. He didn't sound like he talked to Ed like this, but if I'm Sally and I notice a change in my grandson's speech pattern, that's probably cause for concern. And you should go to a pathologist or at least the doctor initially to just say, hey, this stuttering started up. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's euphoric from him. Maybe it really is about heightened expectations and desires. Maybe it really is. Getting attention from William is like, it's like a drug to him. Sexual fulfillment, maybe, because he's about to be the center of attention and I'm going to own you and I'll show everyone I'm a superstar. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why he stutters. With Marty, oh, but you don't. Oh, but you do. He doesn't stutter so much when he gets angry. He just rages and doesn't stop talking, which is like the exact opposite. That's something completely different. But whenever he's getting ready to do one of these promos that he's cutting, and he's addressing something, he starts stuttering. Is it a problem? I have no idea. Is it something that happens off camera? I have no idea. I mean, he had a little chub telling Low T, do it, come on, baby, yeah. So who knows what the source is? Who knows what kind of trauma he's had? If this was the childhood problem, we don't have any videos. We have one of him walking the dog, which was probably when they trusted him to walk the dog before he was, But none of them were like when he was 5 or 6 years old. I'd love to talk to somebody who lived in the house with him, and what was he like as a child? Is there anything, maybe that backflip that people were talking about did some real damage, even though I think there was an interview where they said, no, he hit his arm or whatever. That's a big fall. You're still taking whiplash damage. Who knows? But the point is, William has this little goblin stuttering again, and I'm all in for it. I'll see you guys in the next one.
It doesn't make sense to me, dude.